Have you ever noticed that simple tasks like climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or even getting up from the couch feel just a little bit harder than they used to? If so, you're not alone. After 60, many of us begin to experience a slow, quiet change in our bodies. We're not talking about just getting older. We're talking about something deeper, something that affects your strength, your balance, your energy, and your independence. Muscle loss. Now don't worry. This isn't a doomsday message. In fact, it's the opposite. Muscle loss after 60 is real. But here's the good news, it's also reversible. That's right. You can rebuild strength, you can gain energy, and you can feel more alive in your body again. And today, we're going to talk about how. See, starting at around 60 years of age, it's common to lose up to 10% of your muscle mass per decade. That's not just about looking fit. It affects how easily you move, how well your joints are supported, even how steady you feel on your feet. But here's what most people don't realize. Your body is still capable of change. No matter your age, with the right foods and the right kind of movement, you can stimulate your muscles to grow again. And the benefits go far beyond physical strength. You'll feel more confident, sleep better, improve your posture, and even support your immune system. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the building blocks of strong, healthy muscles after 60. We'll explore which foods help repair and rebuild muscle tissue. We'll see how certain exercises can wake up strength you didn't even know you still had. And we'll talk about small daily choices that can make a big difference over time. Let's start with one of the biggest secrets to muscle recovery and strength after 60, your food. Because here's the thing. If you want to rebuild muscle, you need to feed your body the right materials. You wouldn't try to build a house without bricks and cement, right? Well, your muscles are just like that. They need the right nutrients to grow stronger. And the best part? These nutrients are not hard to find. In fact, many of them are in foods you already enjoy. Let's talk about a few of the top foods that help keep your muscles strong, firm, and functional. One of the simplest, most powerful options? Eggs. Eggs are like little powerhouses for your muscles. They're packed with high-quality protein, especially a special amino acid called leucine, which plays a big role in muscle repair. And unlike some protein sources that can be hard to digest, eggs are gentle on the stomach and versatile. Scrambled, boiled, in an omelet, you name it. A couple of eggs in the morning can give your muscles just what they need to stay strong and steady. Now you might be thinking, protein is great, but don't we also need energy? Absolutely. That's where sweet potatoes come in. Sweet potatoes aren't just delicious and naturally sweet. They're also full of complex carbohydrates, which give your body the energy it needs to move, exercise, and recover. They're also rich in fiber, which supports digestion and keeps your blood sugar steady. And that steady energy is especially important when you're active, whether you're out for a walk or doing light resistance training. Speaking of fuel, let's not forget about one of the most nutrient-dense fruits out there, the avocado. Avocados are fantastic for anyone over 60. They're full of healthy fats that help reduce inflammation, something very important when it comes to joints and muscles. They're also packed with potassium, a mineral that helps your muscles contract and relax properly. And yes, believe it or not, avocados even have some protein in them too. So whether you mash it on toast or add it to a salad, you're giving your body something truly valuable. Now what about the classic chicken breast? Chicken breast is one of the most accessible and affordable lean proteins you can find. It's easy to cook, low in fat, and rich in the amino acids your muscles need to repair after a workout or just after daily activities. Even if you're not lifting weights at the gym, your body still needs protein to maintain and rebuild tissue. A piece of grilled chicken at lunch or dinner goes a long way toward supporting your strength. And if you want to go one step further, in muscle recovery, consider adding beets to your meals. Beets, yes, those vibrant purple roots, contain natural nitrates, which can improve blood flow and oxygen delivery throughout the body. That means your muscles get more of the nutrients they need to heal and grow. Some people even drink beet juice before a workout to help with endurance. You don't have to go that far. Just adding a bit of roasted beet to your plate once or twice a week can make a real difference. Now, it's important to understand that while food is essential, eating protein alone won't magically give you muscles. Food provides the building blocks, but it's your body's activity that tells those blocks what to build. That's why movement, especially strength-based movement, is so important. You don't need to join a gym or lift heavy weights. Simple resistance exercises like using your own body weight or light dumbbells can stimulate your muscles to grow. Even walking regularly, doing squats by your chair, or using resistance bands at home can help. And here's something most people don't realize. It's not just the movement itself that builds muscle. It's what happens after. When you challenge your muscles, you create tiny little tears in the muscle fibers. That might sound like a bad thing, but it's actually how growth happens. Your body rushes in to repair those tiny tears, making your muscles stronger and more resilient than before. It's the same with something called metabolic fatigue. Ever feel that burn when you've done a few extra repetitions? That's your muscles working hard. And that effort tells your body, hey, we need to get stronger. The key is to listen to your body. Start slow. Respect your limits. A 5-minute walk is better than nothing. A few squats at the kitchen counter are better than staying still. And over time, you'll be amazed at how quickly your strength begins to return, because rebuilding muscle isn't just possible, it's your right. Your body still works for you. It just needs a little encouragement. And that's where we'll continue as we explore more powerful foods and exercises that can transform how you feel from the inside out. You know, one of the most powerful things about taking care of your muscles after 60 is realizing that your body is still listening. Every bite you eat, every step you take, every stretch, squat, or push, you're sending your body a message. We're not done yet, we're still growing, we're still strong. So far, we've talked about the importance of muscle after 60, how food and movement work together to keep us strong, and a few delicious foods that support muscle health. But that was just the beginning. Let's keep going, because the list of muscle-boosting foods doesn't stop there. There's more goodness to explore and more strength to unlock. Let's talk about one of the most underrated superfoods for people over 60, fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, and tuna. These aren't just tasty sources of protein. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help fight inflammation. And here's why that matters for your muscles. Chronic inflammation, often caused by stress, poor diet, or aging, can interfere with muscle repair and recovery. But omega-3s act like little firefighters inside your body, calming down that inflammation and allowing your muscles to heal more effectively. On top of that, fatty fish contain high-quality protein, vitamin D, and other nutrients that support bone and joint health. And if you're someone who occasionally feels stiff, achy, or sore after activity, regularly eating omega-3 rich fish might help your body bounce back faster. A grilled salmon fillet, a tuna salad, or even canned sardines on toast. These are small, tasty changes that can lead to big improvements in strength and comfort. Now let's shift to something a little more earthy. Whole grains. Foods like quinoa, brown rice, oats, and barley. Whole grains aren't just good for your heart and digestion, they're also important for your muscles. Why? Because they provide complex carbohydrates, which your body uses for sustained energy. And when you're doing resistance training, going for walks, or just staying active throughout the day, that steady source of energy is key to keeping your muscles fueled and functional. Even better, grains like quinoa and oats actually contain a surprising amount of protein. Quinoa is a complete protein, which means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs for repair and growth. It's especially helpful for anyone who wants to reduce meat intake or follow a more plant-based diet without sacrificing muscle support. Try swapping white rice for quinoa once or twice a week, or enjoy a bowl of oatmeal in the morning, maybe with some nuts and fruit. These are small steps that quietly build your strength from within. And while we're on the topic of plant power, let's talk about one of the most affordable, nutritious food groups out there. Legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas, these little guys are packed with benefits. First, they're loaded with protein and BCAAs, branched-chain amino acids, which are essential for muscle growth and repair. Second, they're rich in fiber, which helps keep your digestive system happy and your blood sugar stable. Fiber also plays a surprising role in muscle health. How? Because when your gut is healthy, your entire body performs better, including how you absorb and use nutrients. And that's especially true after 60, when digestion can slow down a bit. Legumes help keep everything moving and balanced. Add some lentils to your soup, toss chickpeas in a salad, or try a comforting bowl of black beans with rice. Not only are they satisfying, they're also budget-friendly and easy to prepare. Now, let's shift from food to something equally important: movement. Because while you're giving your body the right fuel, you also need to give it the right challenge. We already talked about how resistance exercises help stimulate muscle growth, but you don't have to think of it like going to the gym or lifting heavy weights. Think of it like teaching your muscles how to stay awake. It can be gentle, simple, and done right in your own living room. For example, one of the best ways to start building strength is by using your own body weight. Things like wall push-ups, seated leg lifts, or standing calf raises may seem basic, but they wake up your muscles in a powerful way. These exercises increase blood flow, build endurance, and help keep your joints stable. You can also use everyday movements to your advantage. Want to build leg strength? Try squatting slowly to sit down on a chair, then standing back up, without using your hands. Repeat that a few times a day, and you're already on your way to stronger legs and better balance. Want to work your arms and shoulders? Use water bottles or canned goods as light weights and try a few bicep curls or overhead presses. Just 5 minutes a day of intentional movement adds up more than you think. And here's a tip: consistency beats intensity. You don't have to do an hour of exercise to see results. Even 10 minutes a day done regularly can start to rebuild lost muscle and boost your energy. The trick is to show up every day, even just a little bit. Over time, your body will respond. You'll feel it in your steps, your posture, even in your mood. Speaking of mood, did you know that muscle strength and mental health are deeply connected? It's true. Regular movement releases feel-good chemicals in the brain, improves sleep quality, and helps reduce feelings of anxiety or sadness. When your body feels stronger, your mind follows. That's why even small improvements in strength can lead to a better, brighter outlook on life. But if there's one piece of advice I could give anyone over 60 who wants to feel stronger, it's this: listen to your body. You're not 20 anymore, and that's a good thing. You're wiser. You know what pain feels like, and you know when to push and when to pause. So if you ever feel tired or sore, give yourself permission to rest. Recovery is just as important as activity, and this brings us to a part of muscle health that's often overlooked but absolutely critical: sleep. When you sleep, especially during deep sleep, your body releases growth hormones. These hormones are your body's natural builders. They repair damaged muscle tissue, reduce inflammation, and help strengthen your bones and joints. In fact, most muscle recovery happens at night, not during the workout itself. So if you've been skimping on sleep or waking up often during the night, that could be slowing down your progress, no matter how good your diet and exercise routine is. Here are a few gentle ways to support better sleep. Keep a regular bedtime, even on weekends. Avoid caffeine or heavy meals in the evening. Turn off bright lights and screens at least an hour before bed. Try a short bedtime routine: a warm bath, a calming tea, some gentle stretches, or deep breathing. Prioritizing your sleep isn't a luxury. It's a muscle recovery tool. It's part of your strength plan, and when you start giving your body the rest it truly needs, you'll wake up feeling more energized, less achy, and more ready to move. Now, let's touch on one more important factor. Something many people don't think affects muscle but absolutely does: alcohol. A glass of wine now and then? Not a problem. But frequent or excessive alcohol intake can interfere with protein synthesis. That's your body's ability to turn food into muscle. It also disrupts sleep, dehydrates you, and increases inflammation, all things that slow down recovery and weaken your progress. You don't have to give it up entirely, but be mindful. If you're working hard to improve your health, don't let alcohol quietly undo that effort. Your body deserves every chance to thrive. The big message here is this: building muscle after 60 is absolutely possible, But it's not about one big change. It's about many small changes, done consistently, eating well, moving more, sleeping better, drinking wisely. These choices come together like pieces of a puzzle, and the result is a stronger, healthier, more energetic you. And remember, it's not about looking like a bodybuilder. It's about being able to walk confidently, get up from the floor without help, carry your groceries with ease, play with your grandchildren, or travel without worrying if your body can keep up. Every meal you prepare with intention, every stretch you do when you wake up, every glass of water instead of wine. It all matters. It's all part of building a version of you that's active, vibrant, and ready for life. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. You have so much power still inside you. You just need to give it a little direction. Your strength is not behind you. It's within you, waiting to be reawakened. Let's take a moment to pause, not to stop, but to breathe and reflect on something important. If you've made it this far, listening closely, thinking about your health and your body, then you've already done something remarkable. You've taken the first real step toward reclaiming your strength, and that's not just admirable, it's powerful. You see, when we talk about reversing muscle loss after 60, we're really talking about reclaiming freedom. The freedom to move without pain, the freedom to travel, to play with your grandkids, to garden, to dance, to live independently. And that freedom doesn't come from some miracle pill or extreme routine. It comes from small, steady actions that build strength over time. Now, we've talked a lot about food and movement, but there's one more food you might not expect to see on this list: protein powders. Let's be honest, it can be hard to get enough protein from meals alone, especially if you have a smaller appetite or dietary restrictions. That's where protein powders can be incredibly helpful. A scoop of whey protein or plant-based protein added to your smoothie, oatmeal, or even just mixed with water can give you a clean, convenient dose of high-quality protein. Whey protein, in particular, is rich in leucine, a crucial amino acid that triggers muscle synthesis. And plant-based options like pea or rice protein can be just as effective when combined properly. This doesn't mean you should rely only on powders, but they can fill the gaps on days when you just don't feel like cooking a full meal. And remember, this isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about giving your body the resources it needs to stay strong, resilient, and energized. One protein shake a day can make a real difference, especially when paired with some movement. Now let's circle back to something we often overlook: balance and mobility. Strength is wonderful, but if we can't move freely or maintain stability, strength alone isn't enough. After 60, improving your balance is just as important as building muscle. Falls become more dangerous, recovery can take longer, and our sense of confidence can be shaken if we feel unsteady. The good news? Balance is something you can train, just like a muscle. Simple exercises like standing on one foot for 10 seconds, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or practicing slow, controlled lunges can help your brain and body reconnect. These exercises strengthen the small stabilizing muscles around your ankles, knees, and hips, often neglected but essential for preventing injury. You can even turn these into daily habits. Try brushing your teeth while standing on one foot. Or practice rising from a chair without using your hands. These may sound simple, but they're powerful signals to your nervous system and muscles that say, stay alert, stay balanced, we're still active. And as your balance improves, something else happens. You start to trust your body more. You walk with confidence. You sit and stand more easily. You feel more in control of your space. That sense of control? That's freedom. Now there's one more layer to this journey, and it's something many of us avoid talking about: patience. Because the truth is, real progress takes time. You might not see changes in your reflection overnight. You might not suddenly feel stronger after 1 week of better eating or light exercise, and that's okay. Healing and rebuilding take time, especially when we've spent years unintentionally neglecting our muscle health. But that time is going to pass anyway. The question is, how do you want to feel 3 months from now? 6 months from now? Imagine waking up and feeling more steady on your feet. Imagine being able to carry your groceries without strain, or walk farther without needing a break. Imagine feeling proud of your body again. That's not a fantasy. That's the reward of consistent effort. That's what happens when you choose progress over perfection. And progress doesn't look the same for everyone. For one person, it might mean finally being able to get up off the floor without help. For someone else, it might be walking a full mile, or climbing stairs with ease. These moments matter. They're victories, no matter how small they seem. So if you're ever tempted to give up because it's taking too long, just remember this. Every step forward counts, even on the days when you feel tired, even when your joints ache, even when motivation
feels low. That's when it matters most because it means you're choosing yourself. You're choosing health over habit.
You're choosing your future over your excuses. And speaking of choosing your future, let's not forget the role of community and connection in staying strong. Muscle health isn't just about what you do with your body. It's about how you feel in your life. When you're surrounded by people who support you, move with you, and cheer for you, you're more likely to stay consistent. So reach out. Invite a friend for a walk. Join a community center fitness class. Talk to your neighbor about healthy recipes. You don't have to go through this alone. In fact, the journey becomes much richer when you share it with others. There's something deeply motivating about doing things together. Sharing your struggles and celebrating your wins. Laughing at the sore muscles. Cheering each other on after one more rep, one more step, one more shake. If you live alone or find it hard to stay motivated, consider keeping a journal or calendar where you write down what you did each day. Not to be strict with yourself, but to see your progress. To prove to yourself that you're showing up. That alone can be the spark that keeps you going. And one last thing I want to leave you with. Self-respect. Yes, we're talking about muscle. But we're also talking about something much bigger. How you treat yourself. Choosing healthy foods, moving your body, getting enough rest. These aren't chores. They're expressions of self-respect. They're your way of saying, I matter. My body still matters, my health still matters. Too many people over 60 fall into the trap of thinking it's too late, that it's normal to feel weak, tired, or frail. But the truth is, it's common, but it's not inevitable. Weakness after 60 is not a sentence. It's a signal. And that signal can be answered with action. The way you speak to yourself matters. The way you care for yourself matters. So be kind, be patient, and be proud of every step you take. Because strength isn't just in your muscles, it's in your choices. It's in choosing the sweet potato over the sweet pastry. In going for a walk instead of sitting one more hour. In drinking water instead of soda. In sleeping an extra hour instead of watching another episode. These choices are your power. And your body? It's listening. Every day, it's adapting, responding, repairing, rebuilding. So don't stop. Keep feeding it well. Keep moving it with purpose. Keep resting it with love. And above all, keep believing that your best health is not behind you, it's still within reach. You're not too old, you're not too late. You're just getting started. So get up, stretch, make a healthy meal. Do one thing today that supports your strength. And then do it again tomorrow. You've got this. And if you found this message helpful or encouraging, I invite you to be part of this growing community. Share your story in the comments. What have you started doing for your health after 60? What has worked for you? What are you still struggling with? Let's build a space where people can grow stronger together. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Every week, we'll bring more simple tips, practical advice, and motivation to help you live with strength, energy, and confidence no matter your age. You've made it all the way here, and that already sets you apart. That tells me something powerful about you. You care. You're not just here to gather information. You're here because something deep inside you knows there's more life to live, more strength to feel, more joy to experience. So, let's wrap this journey with some of the most overlooked yet vital parts of building and maintaining muscle after 60. Because everything we've talked about, eating right, choosing the right exercises, building strength and balance, None of it works without two key ingredients, recovery and consistency. Let's talk first about sleep. It may not sound glamorous, but deep sleep is where the magic happens. That's when your body rebuilds itself. It's during sleep, specifically deep restorative sleep, that your body releases growth hormone, GH. This hormone helps repair the tiny muscle tears that occur after resistance exercise, and over time, that repair is what leads to stronger, more resilient muscles. Think of sleep as the invisible partner in your wellness journey. You could eat all the right foods and do all the right exercises, but without quality rest, your body won't fully recover or grow. And quality doesn't just mean hours. It means depth. It means getting enough time in deep, undisturbed sleep cycles. So what can you do to improve your sleep? For starters, create a consistent bedtime routine. Go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Keep your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Turn off screens at least an hour before bed. And if your mind tends to race, try a few minutes of deep breathing or a simple meditation to help wind down. Cutting back on caffeine late in the day can help too. And so can a light dinner, instead of a heavy one that keeps your digestion working overtime at night. And here's a little bonus tip. Magnesium-rich foods like spinach, almonds, or bananas can support better sleep and muscle relaxation. It's a small change that might make a big difference. Now let's touch on something that may feel like a guilty pleasure but can be part of a strong recovery plan. Rest days. Taking a break doesn't mean you're lazy. It means you're smart. Your muscles don't grow during exercise, they grow during recovery. So if you've started walking more, lifting light weights, or doing yoga, that's fantastic. But give your body time to respond. Alternate active days with lighter ones. Take a rest day. Or go for a gentle stretch session instead of something intense. Listen to your body. Not every day needs to be full of effort. Some days the win is just staying hydrated and going for a short walk in the sunshine, because healing is part of training. And rest is not the opposite of progress. It's part of the process. Now, I want to bring up a topic that often goes unspoken but matters deeply when we're building strength after 60. Alcohol. A glass of wine now and then? Probably fine for most people, but consistent heavy drinking? That's where we run into trouble, especially for muscle health. Alcohol interferes with protein synthesis, which is the very process your body uses to build muscle after exercise. It also disrupts sleep, dehydrates the body, and reduces testosterone and growth hormone levels, two hormones that are crucial for muscle repair. Now, I'm not here to tell you to give up everything. This isn't about extremes. It's about choices. If alcohol is a regular part of your routine, consider reducing it slowly. Maybe skip a couple of nights per week. Replace it with herbal tea, sparkling water with lemon, or even a low-sugar mocktail. You might be surprised how much better your body feels and recovers without it. Remember, this is not about restriction. It's about empowerment. Every small change you make is a step toward more energy, strength, and clarity. Speaking of energy, let's talk about one of the most underrated motivators on this journey. Celebration, yes, celebration. Not of perfection, but of progress. We often wait until the end of a goal to celebrate. But why? Why not cheer for yourself every time you make a better choice? Every time you cook a protein-rich meal? Every time you take a walk? Every time you do a few squats or go to bed early instead of watching just one more episode? These moments matter. They're the building blocks of your new lifestyle. The quiet, consistent moments that build momentum. And when you recognize them, when you celebrate them, you reinforce the habit. You remind yourself, I can do this, I am doing this. So reward yourself, not with food necessarily, but with self-kindness. A walk in your favorite park, a warm bath, a phone call to someone you love, a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You deserve that, you've earned it. And now, here's something truly powerful. Momentum. By now you've got the tools. You know which foods support muscle health. You understand how resistance training helps rebuild strength. You've seen how recovery, balance, and consistency play into your progress. You even know how your sleep and your mindset can influence your body's ability to regenerate muscle. So what's next? Next is living it. Start small. Maybe this week you make it your goal to add 1 extra serving of protein to your meals. Or you take 3 15-minute walks. Or you do 1 new balance exercise a day, that's it. Nothing extreme, because consistency beats intensity every time. The people who stay strong after 60, they don't do it with big dramatic efforts. They do it with daily, consistent, doable habits. And they stack those habits like bricks, one on top of the other, until they've built something solid, something lasting. You can do the same. And I want to leave you with something deeply personal, a truth that lives in every one of us, even if we forget it sometimes. You are not defined by your age. You are defined by your actions. Your age doesn't tell the full story, not even close. Your body is capable of adapting, growing, and healing at any age, if you give it the chance. You have strength within you. Maybe it's buried under years of sitting, stress, illness, or old beliefs, but it's still there. And when you feed it, when you move it, when you believe in it, you'll feel it rise again. You'll wake up with more ease, climb stairs with more power, pick things up with more confidence. You'll smile more, move more, live more. And that's not just good for your muscles, it's good for your whole life. So I invite you, no, I encourage you, to keep going. Even if it feels slow. Even if you stumble. Even if you start over a dozen times. Because starting over still counts. Every time you come back to yourself, you're growing. Every time you choose strength over convenience, you're winning. And if this video helped you, I invite you to do one more thing. Share your voice. Share your journey in the comments. What's one habit you've started? What's one challenge you've faced? Or just say hello and tell us where you're watching from. Let this be a community where no one feels alone. And of course, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another dose of motivation, tips, and support to keep your body and mind strong. We've got more coming, more encouragement, more wisdom, and more tools to help you live fully, boldly, and with strength. Because this isn't the end. It's the beginning. The beginning of your strongest, healthiest chapter yet. You've got this. And we've got you. Stay well, stay strong, and remember, you're not just aging, you're thriving.